Hi, welcome to Social Abandon Strategies. Now, as introverts, people usually ask us, why don't you talk more? Why are you so shy? Now, in this video, I'm going to give you exactly 3 reasons why. Now, there are lots of reasons why we don't want to talk more, but these are the 3 most common reasons. So, let's get right into it. So, the main question is this. How are introverts like us, who didn't use any special tricks to talk to others, can still be seen as confident? How do we manage to just stay in our room for most of the time and yet still make friends without being needy? And that is the big question that this channel will answer for you. Welcome to Social Abandon Strategies. Welcome back, guys. Now the sun is setting, so the lighting might not be so good, but I thought it's now or never, right? Because if I don't do it right now, then the sun is going to set. The lighting is going to get worse. So let's go. So as introverts, people usually ask us those questions like, why are you so shy? Why don't you talk more? And as we get those questions, we don't really know how to answer because that's in our nature, right? But I decided to think about it, and now I've got some reasons which I believe are the most common for most introverts. So the first reason for us to not talk much to others is we don't know you, right? So that is pretty obvious, right? Because for introverts, we don't usually talk to people that we don't know. If you are an extrovert, it might be easy for you to talk to strangers and make new friends, but for us, we usually prefer to be around people that we already have. Like, we would prefer to talk to our close circle of friends rather than talking to you and making new friends. So we aren't usually into making new friends. So if you ask me why don't I talk to you much, so the answer is because I don't know you. That's supposedly say that we are already in an interaction, right? So we are having a conversation. Now, for most of the time, we are not going to talk much, and you are the one talking about 80 to 90% of the conversation. So after that, most of you, what actually happens is you're talking to a stranger, right? Because I am a stranger to you. I'm a stranger to you, and you're telling me lots of your stories, and sometimes you even telling me your secrets just within the first 45 minutes of the interaction. So I'm like, I don't know why you're telling me those. I don't even know you, but if you're telling me, I'm not going to leave the interaction and just get out of there, right? Even though I want to sometimes, but I'm not going to do that because it's kind of rude, and we don't want to be rude. So we introverts usually are seen as good listeners because we don't talk back and we don't interrupt while you are talking. So after about 45 minutes in the interaction, then you're gonna tell me like, oh, you're a good listener. I don't know why, but I just want to open up to you. I just feel like I can open up to you. So that's pretty much what happens mostly. That is why we don't really talk much, because we don't know you. And the second reason is because we don't have much experiences. As extroverts, you guys usually have experiences with talking and making new friends all the time, right? It isn't a big deal for you, but for us, it is a big deal for us because we don't know what we have to talk about. We don't have a reason to talk about. Now, let's supposedly say that we are in a party, right? Introverts don't usually go to parties, but even if we do, then we don't usually talk to strangers. Because even if we are in a party and we are talking to strangers, then the stranger is doing like 80% of the talking. Because we don't know what to talk about. Now, let's supposedly say that we are in a party and we like you, alright? But even if that's the case, then we are not going to talk much to you. Because we are introverts, we don't really know how to or what to talk about. It's not in our nature. It's not normal for us. But if you are an extrovert, it might be normal for you, right? So we really expect you to talk more. Even if we like you, we still expect you to talk more, because we don't want to ruin it. Now, as we want to talk to you and as we want to be your friend, we are going to come to you and we might start the conversation and such. Alright, even though it's a really rare case for us, we might still start the conversation. So even if we start the conversation, we expect you to do the rest. Now, we are listeners, you are speaker. We expect you to speak. So you're gonna have to do like 80% of the talking and we will just do 20% of the talking. So that's how we really expect to do it, because if we do more talking, we're taking more chances of ruining it. We don't want to ruin the moment. We don't want to ruin our friendship because we want to be your friend. So if we talk more, and as we don't know what to talk about, as we don't have any experiences, there is a high chance that we're gonna be awkward and we're going to ruin it. Like, even if we tell you some jokes, you might not get it or you might not feel like it's funny. And it's going to make us feel more insecure. So that is why we don't talk much. So instead of taking the risk of leading the direction of the relationship downwards, we're just going to stay neutral. We just decide to stay neutral, and we're just going to let you take control of the conversation. So now that is usually what happens even when we want to be your friend. So that is why we don't talk much. And the third reason is we don't have time for you. Now, most of the time, we introverts are in our heads, right? We are always in our heads. We are always thinking about some things. Even if we don't have anything to think about, we still observe people and think why he is walking the way he is walking, or like why she is wearing those shoes. We think about society, we think about big things, we think about what our life is about and such. So as we are thinking about those, as we are always in our head, we don't want to give time to others that we don't even know, because it's also going to make us feel uncomfortable. We're not comfortable if you are talking to us and we don't know what to do, right? It's awkward for us. So now, logically thinking, instead of giving you time and feel so uncomfortable, we're not going to give you time. Instead, we just want to be ourselves and think about things and what we should do and what we are gonna do in the future and such. Let's suppose say that we want to be your friend, right? We see you and you look cool and such, okay? So even if that's the case, we're not going to approach you, or there's a very low chance of us approaching you and starting the conversation. So if you want to be friends with us, start the conversation, and please talk for 80% of the time. All right, we are listeners and you are speakers. So you do your job, we do our job. So that's all for today, guys. Those are the reasons why I believe that we don't talk much. Hey Introverted Warriors, thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn how to properly embrace your introverted qualities without feeling insecure, like the video, subscribe to this channel to be one of the Introverted Warriors, and watch another video of social independence strategies, and we'll talk again very soon. Remember, one right mindset is all it takes.